Here's a couple tips for doing this job on your 7.3. Get an 84 F-150 just stand on and to lay across. And I wouldn't recommend these Tecton universal sockets because it's about to explode from taking those, you know, down in there, there's 15mm collector bolts on the Y pipe. I mean, it got them off, but that thing's cooked. But the Proto 10mm I got held up great. It kind of spread a little bit too, but I just used it to tighten the 10mm pedestal bolts in the back down, and it didn't break. But I think the Tecton's just a little too soft. It is more flexible the way the joint is though, because the pins are right next to each other. They're not offset like the Protos. So in the order of tightening stuff, when you have all that shit out, I'd go ahead and get the manifold up pipe bolts hand tight. Just, you know, don't tighten them. And then put your Y pipe on, and those fucking bolts are a pain in the dick, so tighten them all the way, as tight as you can get them with your little 8mm wrench, because that's all you can really get in there. And then you're gonna want to put your turbo in there with the pedestal, and the torque spec for your turbo pedestal bolts is 18 foot-pounds. The bolts holding the turbo to the pedestal from the bottom, it's 18 foot-pounds. And those are all 10mm. Get all that torqued down, and then start tightening those bolts, and it'll pull the Y pipe and manifold up. Because on the riff-raff instructions, it's telling you to get everything hand tight, put the turbo in, and then tighten the pipes. And then I don't know how the fuck you would tighten those little 8mm bolts on the up pipe collector. So tighten those all the way down. That'll be the first part of the up pipes you tighten it all the way down. And then tighten your turbo pedestal with the 4 10mm bolts, tighten those all the way down. And then tighten your collector to turbo, like torque all those down. And then last, you're gonna go underneath and torque all of those manifold to up pipe bolts, and that'll stretch those billowed pipes. It'll pull them down. It's about the best option. Like, that's the only way I can figure to do it. I have a 3-inch down pipe in that I didn't even have to take out to do this. It was a pain in the dick. Over here I had to move the dipstick, not move it. I used a pry bar and bent it, you know, maneuvered it to get the pipe in there. Also, I have heat wrap on my up pipes, which that definitely didn't help. It probably added like a 1/4 inch to diameter, so I probably wouldn't use that shit again if I did this. But I wanted to see if it would lower the temperatures in my engine bay. What else? While you're in there, replace your pedestal O-rings. Make sure you have all new bolts. Like for this shit, that broke. That little 12mm. Well, on the one up there broke, and I couldn't get it out no matter what I did. So I had to drill and tap it for a bigger bolt that I had at work. It's just like 3/8 16, just 3/8 coarse thread. I had to drill it out and tap that. The other ones, I didn't try to take them out after that one broke. I heated that up to red with a torch, and then they came right out. And I got new bolts for that. You could reuse these a couple times before you need to get new ones. I'd probably keep spares though, because them back ones, you can see it right there. But when you have your ebpv bullshit on your old pedestal, like that one, wherever the fuck it went, that is back there blocking that bolt, so you can't actually see it. But yeah, I about rounded it off with the 10mm swivel. Riff-raff sells a plug to go on here for when you delete the other, you know, the bullshit. I'd use blue Loctite, or that's Vibertite 123. It's just high temp blue Loctite on that and on these. According to Garrett, you're supposed to use Loctite on those exhaust outlet housing bolts, whatever it is. And I just did it for those two because you can't get to them if they ever come loose, so do that. Overall, on a scale of easy to hard, it's probably fucking right below hard as fuck. that's it. Ask in the comments if you have any questions.